let's return to the story that's on the front page of so many newspapers across the country that the NBA has removed the All-Star game from Charlotte because of the bill that was passed by the state government in North Carolina in March that removes anti-discrimination protections for many in that state. And the man who broke that story from The Vertical, Adrian Wojnarowski, returns to the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Adrian?
Rich, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great. So what was the genesis of this? I know the commissioner's been talking about it for a while, saying that they were taking it under advisement after the law passed in March. Why did it finally come to this decision in mid-July?
Well, Rich, when the law was passed in March, the league, immediately made it clear that they would not hold the All-Star game in Charlotte. They would not bring the league together for that All-Star weekend there with that law still in place. That effectively, as you said, took away a lot of the protections that gay and lesbian people have in North Carolina that would have in Charlotte. They focus a lot on the bathroom element of this. But beyond that, if you wanted to go to a restaurant or if you wanted to get in a cab or if you wanted to go to a hotel and somebody didn't want to serve you or didn't want you there, they didn't have to take you for a ride or let you in the hotel or seat you at a restaurant. And for the league, it was a choice they made right away. They tried to using the Charlotte Hornets, Michael Jordan and their organization, they tried to affect some change, and obviously it's a much bigger issue, has a broader impact than the NBA, but, they weren't able to get change on it. And, there's a clock on this. They have to take a lot of logistics and preparation and clearing out hotel rooms to do an All-Star game in a city, and they had run out of time here. And now they're on to, hopefully for City of Charlotte, be able to get the All-Star game here a couple of years from now. If that law changes, if it doesn't, then it remains to be seen whether they'll get that game there.
Well, did the commissioner act in concert with the Players Association, and was ownership unanimous on this subject? How did this decision come to bear within the front office?
I'm told that Adam Silver really took the lead on this. You've seen him make stands since he's been in the job, and certainly there was support all around the league. I knew of no. Listen, are there going to be people in the league who feel more strongly about it than others? Of course there are, but I was never aware of any real roadblocks within the league, whether it was other owners, whether it was the Players Association, to not go forward with this. And, for the Charlotte Hornets, Michael Jordan has gradually really improved his standing in the league as an owner. He had a very rough stretch over his first several years. They've got a good team coming back in Charlotte. They've got a great coach in Steve Clifford. They were in the playoffs this year. They re-signed a lot of their core and added to it. And it would have been certainly a tremendous showcase for them as an organization. And financially, that's the sense is that's like around a $100 million financial bump for a community. But the league clearly, they took a stand and there was just no movement. And if you saw the comments from the governor of North Carolina yesterday, after I reported it and then the league kind of came out and announced it, he kind of doubled down on the law. So, it's certainly a much bigger issue than the NBA here for them to decide, within that state how they'll go forward with it.
Yeah, I mean, Governor Pat McCrory, when you said doubled down, he called the NBA part of the sports and entertainment elite. How they misrepresented our laws and maligned the people of North Carolina simply because most people believe boys and girls should be able to use school bathrooms, locker rooms, and showers without the opposite sex present. So is there any concern on the NBA's part that they are alienating customers, alienating people who might not now want to go to Charlotte Hornet games because of all of this, or around the country even?
There's no question. Is it possible that there'll be people who are fans of the Hornets who support the legislation and won't want to support the team. Of course there are, but the feeling in the NBA is we're an inclusive league, we're a diverse league, and this is something that we think is important, and we'll live with the fallout of that. And certainly they've really, in Charlotte the last couple of years, you've seen season tickets go up, interest go up. That building has become really hard to play in again. If you remember back to you really go back to the Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues days when in the old Hive, when they really had it going, and you've seen a return to that. Will it impact that? I don't think it will. Are there going to be certain individuals who are maybe it drives them away? I guess there could be, but I can't imagine that it's going to be so profound that you're going to look around their arena and if they have a good team and people are enjoying them, I'm not sure that it's going to have that kind of an impact, but certainly it can have a residual one, and that's something that the league is willing to live with.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.